All right, family, we're going to be talking about Jibus. We breaking it down, man. We pulling the rug from up under these Negroes and these lying Neanderthals. We on top of them today. We on top of them this evening. Come on out, family. This is when the Magi come out in the twilight hours with the candles and getting the scrolls, the ancient scrolls out of there, breaking them open, getting, doing that deep research and studies. Yeah, we in the house. Come on out. I know you're in there. Yeah, I know you going to sleep with the righteous teachings on your mind this evening. That's right. So yes indeed, we're talking about Jebus. And Jebus was one of the sons of Canaan. You see, he was one of the sons of Canaan. And the Canaanites supposedly was cursed. Supposedly they was cursed. But yet and still they was more, glorified than most people in the Bible. They glorified the Canaanites. But yet and still God wanted to, who is this God? You know, who is this God that would do something like that? You curse him, but yet and still you glorify him at the same time. You see? And so now let's deal with this. Let me get up here where it talk about Jebus. Right there. Where it talk about Jebus. Jebus again is the son of of Canaan. And Canaan was cursed because supposedly Ham, who is the son of who is the father of Canaan. Ham is the father of Egypt, of Ethiopia, of Canaan, and their brother Phut, Phut, who they say is Libya. Some say Somalia. But those are the four sons of Ham, son of Noah. Noah had three sons, Ham, Shem, and that's the Shem is supposedly where the Israelites come through Shem, and supposedly the Arab come through Shem. You see, which is a lie, but we'll deal with. And then you had Japheth or Japheth, who is considered to be the European. I don't know how you get three sons from one father and one mother, but somehow, and you don't find that interpretation in the Bible. So, I don't roll with that. But, you got different sons, and so they're symbolically patriarchs of different geographical areas. Just let's deal with that. So Japheth was supposedly the European. Ham is supposedly the African, and you got Shem, who is supposedly the Semitics. The Arab and the so-called Israelites. Okay, yeah, Asia. And so now Ham supposedly one day Noah was drinking and he got so drunk till he got damn passed out. And Ham walked in on Noah, saw him, he had passed out naked, and Ham made ridicule of Noah. And so I think his brother saw him leaving, the tent, and they came in and they saw that and I guess they saw Ham coming out the tent laughing and whatever, and so they go in and see that Noah was in there passed out and everything, and so they put something over him, the clothing, and when he woke up, they snitched on Ham and said Ham had been really ridiculing him and everything, and so Noah cursed with God help, with God help, he said, curse be Canaan, you know, which was one of the sons of Ham. He hadn't even had him yet. So I guess he knew he was going to have a son called Canaan. So he said, curse be Canaan, a servant of servants shall he be. I don't know. A servant of servants he will be to his own brethren. You see? So this wicked God go curse this boy. He ain't even been born yet for some shit that Noah did. Cause Noah supposed to be a man of God, but he drunk, passing out, and shaming himself and shit. And so Noah should have been chastised for doing some shit like that. But they cursed Canaan. Now, one of Canaan's sons was Jebus, which is the son that Jerusalem is named after. The most holy city, according to Jews and Christians, Jerusalem is the most holy city in all the world. And that in Jerusalem, you got the mountain of God that they call Zion. Now, what's crazy, Zion, Jerusalem, all of this is Canaanite. Jerusalem was already a city before the Israelites ever showed up. We're talking about Jebus. We're talking about Jebus, the African king that founded the holy city of Jerusalem. And that Jerusalem is named after Jebus, who was one of the sons of Canaan, who was supposedly cursed by God and by Noah. Now, Jebus was a Hamite, and we've already went over biblical dictionaries that state that Ham meant black. So all the lineage of Ham, which includes Ethiopia, includes Egypt, includes Canaan, meant black. These were all descendants of the black patriarch Ham, which is also synonymous with Kam or Kim in the Medu Neter of ancient Egypt, which also means black. Okay? And so, but the Israelites are usurpers of a lot of the Canaanite legacy. And what I'm stating here is that Jerusalem, who which it means Jebus. And so the Canaanites were supposedly cursed by God. And God commanded that the Israelites take nothing from the Canaanites. Not their worship, not their traditions, not their mores, not none of that. But that they did exactly the opposite, because even the term El, which is the Canaanite god, supreme deity, they took that. And they took the Canaanite god of El, and now they got Israel and Gabriel and Michael and Bethel and Emmanuel and all the L's. They took, and so even Jerusalem is named after the African king Jebus. Now, if you want to know where that's found in the Bible, if you go to Joshua 18:28, it says right there, it says Jebus. That is Jerusalem. So Jebus is Jerusalem. Jerusalem is named after Jebus, the Canaanite, who was supposedly cursed by God. The question is, why they never changed the name? You know why? Because they didn't have no language to change it to. So, so they had to leave everything because the Canaanites were far more advanced than the Israelites. And so what they call Hebrew, there is no Hebrew. It's called in the Bible is referred to as the language of Canaan. It it is named the language of Canaan. So they don't have no language. And so you see also Judges 1:21 where it says, but the people of Benjamin, which was one of the 12 tribes, did not drive out the Jebusites who lived in Jerusalem. So the Jebusites have lived with the people of Benjamin in Jerusalem to this day. You see? And so they intermingled with the Canaanites. And God told them not to do that. And they did it anyway. You feel me? Now, I know it ain't no God, but I'm just saying what it is. Okay? Now, clearly, uh, let me see. Is it another? It's another one. Now, Jerusalem was also called Salem. You know, all you did was add Jibus to Salem, Jerusalem, and so Salem means peace. And we know that the mighty king, high priest Melchizedek, was king of Salem. Now in Jerusalem is that mountain, what they call Zion. Said that is the place where God lived on the planet. Did y'all know that? They say Zion, yeah, the Jebusites. Yeah. Did y'all know that God lived on the planet too? He lived on Mount Zion in Jerusalem. That's where he lived at. And so, did you know that it was already Zion before, long before over 1,000 years before the Israelites? So I wonder if God was still living there before, or maybe he just moved in when the Israelites got there. Let me see. Shem migrated out of Sumer and settled in the upper Kemet and as the Hyksos chef. Then Alexander Green Bay. Okay. And set tied in the upper Levant region. Kemet and them, they are known as the Hyksos Shepherd King. Then when Alexander grieved, they did. Okay, so okay. No, the Hyksos was put out of there before Alexander even got there. It was almost the liberator of the first king of Favorite that put the Hyksos out of there. So they were put out. Yeah, he now well ain't no Shem the father of the. Yeah, he where he say that at? Yeah, no. I don't know where you got that from. Now you know ain't no Shem now. You know it ain't no Shem. We got to understand that. Okay. There's no Shem. That that's a fictional character. We know that a lot of this is esoterical. So we go along with the story to explain a deeper meaning. We know the geography, we know the racial makeup of a lot of the people in them areas, but there is no Shem. There is no Shem. We got to quit treating these biblical characters like they're real individuals, and they're not. But there is an esoteric truth there, and that's what we trying to get to. You see, but no, Shem is not the father of Egypt in the Bible. No, he's not. Not at all. But anyway, what we're trying to prove beyond any doubt that Jerusalem was named after an African king. And the Hebrews kept it the same. They never changed the name. And matter of fact, they talk about the New Jerusalem. And I'm thinking to myself, why do they venerate Jebus like that? Jerusalem is Jebus, but they saying that this gonna be a new Jerusalem. What's up, family? We in the house, man. We in here dropping heavy metal. I can't wait to get on the back on the visuals tomorrow. So we just doing a couple of live streams to tighten up some understanding. Man, listen here, man. Y'all, listen. I don't. I have not said shit, will not say shit. And that's how I roll. I can't say what, and I ain't even looking. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. I moved it. You ain't got to ban it. Just delete it. They probably want me. I don't fuck with that. I stay left. You know what I'm saying? I don't. I keep it moving. But anyway, family, I appreciate y'all coming out here, man. What time is it? We'll touch black tomorrow. I'm gonna have the visuals ready. And I'm gonna touch back on this, but I just wanted to reach out there to let y'all know that a lot of this is African. I see that. But you got to understand when you look at the word Sambo, matter of fact, it was Sambo Judasia, Sambo Judasia. If you look at how, if I seen it on Eugene Adams' documentary, Sambo Judasia, and so they was using Judah over there too, and they was using Judah over there too. Oh man, I appreciate you. I appreciate you, man. We can't be beat, man. I'm telling you. We can't be beat. Even AI be tapping out, man. Real talk. I see y'all tomorrow, man. Black Power.